Hello and welcome everyone. This is going to be an ATC trade breakdown. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Let's jump right into it. So 34 ask here in NIO above print personality. Print personality is about 5, I would say, and that was close to 10, so about double. I'm not going to expect a whole dollar of a pullback here, but I'm going to be expecting about 50 cents from that being above print personality. Our average range usually trades about $2, or increments is about 50 cents. So with that being above print personality, it makes sense to pull back 50 cents, which is our increment. Typically, we use our increments for pullbacks and pull-ups that are within our average print personality, and hence that being over. It's going to be a real conservative price target of 33.50 on that pullback. And then we had some real nice ask at 0.90, so 33.90 before that 34 ask. So I'm going to be real cautious of the substance within this pullback, because we could possibly make a move back up to the 34, if not 34.50, 35. So expecting this pullback here, looking for substance within this pullback in terms of selling to really show if we're gonna break 33.50 or we're gonna get a bounce. As you can see, we have support at 33.50 from the pre-market. So, and we know that we need our jackhammer prints to break that support, which in this case would be off level selling. So, and on this pullback, I'm not really seeing any selling so far that stands out. 0.89 there, one burst of selling. Still, I mean, we need some more of that. That's a start. It's one of the phases for the pullback, but does it show that we can break 0.50? Not necessarily. So just keeping in mind on this pullback, you could take a number one short trade here for about 50 cents, but you have to really keep your price target at 50 cents unless you see otherwise in terms of selling, which I'm not really seeing. I really want to see larger selling, not just 2 or 3 prints in a burst. I really want to see heavy sell, and then I'm going to keep in mind 33.50 here, see what we get. If we get some more bids there, we got below the bid, so can't really do anything with below the bid, which is those purple prints. So, and we're kind of getting a little bounce here, and I don't see the selling, off-level selling above 0.50 to show that we're going to have a clear break, so I don't see it. It's just not there. And we know we have 34 ask above, so I'm going to be really mindful of a move back up and a bounce off of 33.50 being a support level with no great selling to break 33.50. If you took that number one short trade from the amount of ask at 34, you just had to be really mindful of that 33.50 level and the prints we have above the 0.90 ask. So it would be a quick short trade for sure. And then you get more ask at 0.89. Okay, so this is twice, if not triple the amount we got the first time. More of twice. So that says, so it came up to the second time 34, larger, above print personality. So that clearly indicates that the market maker has intentions to build. They're going to launch it there. There's no reason to print that much at that level to show building if you're just going to run it to 35. So I'm going to be looking for a number one short trade again back down here. This time it's going to be a little higher percentage because of the amount that they've done the second time, way above print personality. I just want to see that off level selling under 34. And I'm going to be looking for a pullback under that 33.50. Ideally, a price target would be 33. Just for the amount of prints we got at 34 above print personality. It's the second time as well. The first time that gave us a 50-cent pullback, so using our first pullback as a reference, and this one being double. Safe to say that we can get a price target of 33. Just need off-level selling in terms of the tape on this pullback. So my entry would be probably about in the 70s, so 33.70s. Just allow this stock to actually give us a trigger here. I'm not going to jump the gun. I know what it needs to do, but no reason to jump the gun. I want it to show me that it has the intentions, and it will do that through a trigger. So not too complex of a trade. Number one short trades, my favorite setups are always the number one shorts. And when it comes up to a level and it gives you larger ask prints at the level the second time, the market maker's intentions are to build. So we have to be very, very mindful of that. And then on this pullback, I would have taken that trigger. Probably high 70s, even low 80s would be fine for an entry. And then we're going to be looking for a price target of 33, but we also need to look at this off-level selling that's coming in. not too much, but sprinkling here and there. My stop loss would be a break above that print line at 34, mainly just that trigger essentially. So now we're looking for those jackhammer prints to break the 3350 level because we know that's a support. So I like those bursts. I like that 0.67 burst. 0.60 is okay. So I want more of those type of bursts. So now we're just looking for the selling to be able to break 3350. We know the market makers told us that this can easily pull it back to 33 overall. Now we just need off-level selling to indicate that we're going to be able to get there. So that 0.60, it was actually on the bid. I saw the order on the bid and it got executed. I don't know why it came up green, but that's a selling position right there. That's exactly what we needed. So that indicates that we have the ability to break 3350 and then 0.59 and then three prints at 3350 on the bid side, which is not going to indicate to me that need to pull up really at all, maybe 10 cents if anything, but it really should be able to break here with that 0.60, the 0.59. That's great selling off level to show we can break. That's exactly what we're looking for within our trade right now. So I'm not really concerned about limiting my exposure right now when that shows that we can break. It's breaking that level. But that 0.60, yes, it was bids. If you pause it, you can kind of go back, take it frame by frame, that they were on the bid side. Also on my second computer, they were bids as well. Happens every now and then of just color mistakes, but that's when you know you have to be able to have your eye on the matrix and see the orders that are there, and then just be able to see them execute. Like, it's great practice just watching orders execute. Helps you with your anticipation as well. You're not just focused on the tape. You're focusing on where the orders are, where the large orders are on the matrix, and just gives you great indication to anticipate the prints that will come in within the tape, right? So that's a big tip, is you really got to focus on that matrix, because if you're just solely focused on the tape, it's great information and everything, and that's what we base our whole methodology on. But without the matrix, I can't see what's to come. I can't anticipate what's to come at that level, whether it's bid ask, doesn't hit, whatever. I just know there's something there and there's someone there, which allows me to create a game plan and adjust my game plan. So we have a couple print lines here, and we have some traffic here, so this could be a possible bounce here. I'm just gonna pick my spots essentially, but again, another support level. We need some more off-level selling to break this level. Price target 33. Now I don't see any like covering or buying to come in to indicate that we're going back up to 34, so it's a good sign, but definitely want to see that continuation of sell. So, and we're entering a kind of a volume dip here as well, so I'd be really mindful of that. Every time we have volume patterns like this that dip off, and then we start getting some consolidation, we can anticipate, especially in the morning, from the first half hour or hour, we're going to get a volume bar out of it. So we easily get a bar back up. So we have to be prepared for that. Some decent selling on this way back down, 0.25. Not necessarily seeing the selling like we did above 33.50 here. 0.13 is nice, as I say that. But 12 cents away from our price target. Should get there. These two print lines I have a feeling they're just going to play a couple games. So I'd be real careful here. I want to see some more selling, though, to really show that we're going to be able to break 33 easily. I don't want to see this covering that coming back in. The 0.13 was nice. I want to see more of that type. More of the type of selling that came in above 33.50, because these are two levels here that really have proven to be support levels, as you can see in the pre-market. So just need that to break. But essentially, we've already hit our price target. It's now just picking your spots of not giving up your profit on your position. You could scale out here. I would definitely, if it breaks back above these print lines, I'd definitely scale out about half. It's already pretty much hit our price target, and I'll just scale out half of my position because we hit our price target, and then just evaluate what comes within these print lines. If it's a lot more covering like we're seeing now, then I'll definitely start taking more of my position off. Probably so I have half a position, so 25% increments. But I mean, a few cents away from our price target at 33. Trade's kind of over there. And now I need to see that new selling show that we're going to break 33. So what's our scenarios here? It's going to be we get more selling above these print lines to show that we can have the clear ability to break under, and then we get 33 bids, which shows more continuation. Or we just play games around this print line and we get a move back up to 34, or we get great buying around here, because obviously number one short trades turn into our number four longs, because at 34 ask clearly did not make their money and they're building now. So we have to keep in mind, when are they going to be done building? And they do that through phases, right? This phase that we traded to the downside, we call our number one trade, which is them building, and that selling that's coming in is helping bring the stock down for them to build lower. So we need to search and identify within the tape the indication of when that's over. So, and see when that number one short trade is transitioning to number four, we see that off level buying. So we see the money flow start to transition more to the buying at these lower levels. And once I see that, I start to limit most of my exposure on my number one short trade and start set up for a number four trade. So like here, break above 33.50. I would go out rest of my position personally. There's no reason for it to go back and test 34 and just give up all my profit on my number one short trade. Pretty much hit our price target. Left a little runner just to test, see if we were going to go back to 33. I wanted to see more selling on this little pull up from not hitting 33, but we didn't really get that. It was more on the cover side, and then we got a trigger back up to the upside. I'm out the rest of my position. That selling just didn't continue within the stock, and that's just kind of how I read it. That's how I traded it. Now I'm just pretty much searching for a new setup within the same stock. So again, 34 never made its money. That market maker is building. So at this point, I'm looking for them to be done building. What would make a really high percentage short number four trade would be seeing some great buying that coming in around this 33.50, just continuous accumulation, right? Lower and lower, show that they have high percentage intentions to go to 35 today. And that's kind of how I read these setups. It's just number ones turn into number fours, and it's all through phases. It's number one trade, aspirants above print personality at a level. They hit the level again. I'm just looking for that pullback trade. I set my price target based upon the increments and how much was at the level. I set my stop loss, and then I take a trigger short, looking for the off-level selling to show that we have continuation to the downside. So that's the phase I'm looking for, the continuation of selling. And if the selling dries up and then we start seeing more cover, then I know this position might be coming to an end. And then I proceed to look within the tape if we have more cover or we see more buying and more buying and more buying at these lower levels. I'm going to be looking for that number four trade back to the upside to where the buying is, because essentially that's what the market maker is doing. It needs to do is make money on that 34. So overall, that 34 needs to make at least $1 on their position. That's real conservative, to be honest. So, and the thing is, we can't really identify how long it's going to take for them to acquire the position that they need to make money on their position. So we have to do that through seeking off-level prints and just identifying those phases. And the more screen time you get, the more you're able to identify, okay, this selling has the ability to break this level. This selling is drying up, and there's a lot of support levels here, and it's going to play more games here. Or if a move is just hollow and has no selling at all, and it's just more accumulation, more buy on the pullbacks, then I'm like, okay, this is going to be a clear number four trade, and they're going to blast this stock off because they're just showing that their intentions are just to acquire as much as possible on this pullback. So I'm going to try to do more of these like rapid breakdowns, just spitting thoughts. I know I haven't done one in a while, but I hope you guys gain value from these, and I will proceed to be bringing you guys these every single week. And there's a lot more content to come. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing like one-on-one coaching sessions with Rich, and it's going to be him pretty much analyzing my thought process and him adding value to my trade breakdowns and pretty much dissecting and analyzing and helping me level up my trading, and I want to put that out to the community for you all to see. And then podcasts. Our podcasts are slowly but surely taking off. The quality and production is just going to continue to get better, and I highly suggest that you guys watch the ones that we've already posted. And then also YouTube. With this YouTube series, I'm really going to start posting these breakdowns and other types of content, swing trade content. And we have that swing trade series that's coming up with Rich, and he's going to break down his thought process that he's never really shared with us before, because obviously he's focused on day trading within the tape, but also the tape really gives us an idea of the long-term prints. Like 34. If 34 doesn't make money today, like, can we use that as a swing? How do we use that as a swing? There's so many questions that come about with long-term prints as day traders to use as swing trade prints, and we're going to have a whole series diving into that. So we have a lot of upcoming content for this coming new year, and it's just going to be a whole series of content and quality that we've never done before, and we're really excited to get that out to you guys. So have a wonderful night, guys. Appreciate you all. Take care.